purpose of this video is to show you how to use the equation editor for entering mathematical answers in Canvas. So we're going to start with this number in scientific notation, which contains an exponent. So the way to get to your equation editor, it's found in the answer box, and it's the little F sub X symbol. And if you hold your mouse over it, the words Math Quill will pop up. But you want to click on that button to open the equation editor. Now, one disadvantage that I found with this is you can't drag the equation editor around your screen, which means when you open it, it's probably going to cover up the expression that you're trying to copy. So you're probably going to have to write the expression down on paper before you open up the equation editor. But in order to get this number in scientific notation typed in here, I'm going to start with the 1.8, and then the multiplication symbol I get from this button here. And then I'm going to type in the 10, and then to get to the exponent, I'm going to use this button x squared. And then I can type the 7 in as an exponent on the 10. And then I just click Done to exit the equation editor. And you'll notice that what it actually puts in the answer box doesn't look the same as what you saw inside the equation editor. What it does is it translates it to a mathematical programming language that doesn't look as pretty as what you saw inside the editor. But whenever you submit your quiz or your test to me, what I see on my end will look the same as what you saw inside the equation editor. We can also do variables with exponents. So I'm going to open my equation editor and start with the x, and then hit the x squared button to get into the exponent and type in the 4. Now before I move on to the rest of the expression, I need to make sure that I get back down out of the exponent. So I can do this either by clicking on the screen beside it, or you can also use your right arrow key on your keyboard to move down from the exponent. And then I can type in the minus 3x, and then again hit the exponent button and type in the 2, and then again either click or right arrow key to move down out of the exponent before typing in the plus 5. We can also do negative numbers and fractions inside of exponents. So for this one, I would type x, hit the exponent key, and then use the negative button on your keyboard and type in the numerator of 9. Now the way that you create fractions inside of the equation editor is by using the backslash key, which is located underneath the question mark on your keyboard. So I just hit that button, and then it will automatically put me in the location to type in my denominator of 8. Now when you need to enter a fraction with something else like a variable attached to it, you'll start by typing in the 1 and then the backslash key and the 8 to get the fraction of 1/8 in there. But now you want to make sure that you either click or hit the right arrow key to move out of the denominator before you type the rest of the expression. So now that I'm beside the fraction, I can type in the x. We can also enter fractions with variables and exponents. So for this one, I will type in the y exponent 4, right arrow key to move down out of the exponent, and then hit that backslash key to create the fraction and type in my denominator of z exponent 3. So this will show you how to enter an expression involving a root. So I'll start by typing in the 3, and then here's where your square root button is located. So I just click on that and then type in whatever's underneath the root. And again, we can also see expressions that involve both roots and variables and exponents. So for this one, I will type in the 3x exponent button to get the 2, and then right arrow key to move down out of the exponent before hitting my square root button, and then I'll type in the 2 and the y that go underneath the root. Now if you have something that is attached to the end of a root, as in this expression, you want to start by typing in the square root of x, And then you want to make sure that you hit the right arrow key to move out of the root before typing in the +1. Because otherwise it will put the +1 underneath the root sign and it won't look exactly the same as the expression that you're given. And finally, whenever we get to the quadratic formula, we're going to have answers that look like this. So in order to get this expression typed into my equation editor, I first need to start with the \, button to create my fraction. And the reason why we need to do this first is notice that if I just start by typing the numerator and then hit that \, button, it only puts the denominator under the second half of the expression, not the entire thing. So we need to create the fraction first in order to get the denominator under the entire expression. So now that I've hit the \ key, now I can start typing my numerator, 2, and here's the plus or minus button, and then my 5 square root 3, and then I can either click or hit the down arrow key to move down into the denominator, and then type in my denominator of 3. And if you ever need to go back and edit an answer, and you don't want to have to retype the entire thing from scratch, you can highlight what's in your answer box, click on the button to open your equation editor, and your answer will be there exactly as you typed it in. And then you can just make whatever edits you need to make to it. And then once you're done with the quiz, just hit your submit button.